We've received quite a bit of interest in my Free to Be workshop, so to that effect, beneath this video is a link that will give you a description for the workshop, and we've also included a special discount. So if that's something you would be interested in, I would invite you to click that link, and I hope that you would find the course to be quite beneficial. A number of years ago, I was approached by a researcher who wanted me to participate in a study that she was doing. And the study was quite simple. She had come up with 30 ingredients that she believed were necessary for a healthy relationship, and she wanted professionals like myself to rank in order of importance those ingredients. And actually 900 of us wound up responding to her survey. And when I received the results, of the 30 ingredients that she had identified as necessary for a good relationship, at the top of the list was the ingredient of trust. And that made so much sense to me. Those of us in my profession who are helping people maneuver through all sorts of relationships know that you can't have good empathy or connection or conflict resolution or team building without first having a sense of trust. Now, let's segue over into your engagements with narcissists. Narcissists want your trust. They want you to just kind of blindly go along with them without having to put them to too many questions. And they more or less imply through their behavior, you're just going to have to trust me. And trust implies a certain amount of mystery in that, well, we don't know everything that needs to be known about one another, but we can proceed because we understand that there's a decency and a goodness that's there. So we're going to go move forward, presuming that the best can happen. That's what the narcissist wants you to think about them, but you realize over time, this is a one-way street. For example, I've talked with individuals who are financially connected with a narcissist, and that narcissistic person is like, I'm not about to let you know anything about my finances. The implication is you're just going to have to trust that I'm going to do it right. And you're over there thinking, but what if you don't? I don't really trust you. Or it could be something as simple as they won't let anyone know about their what's on their electronic devices. It's like, I don't mind getting on yours and see what you have going on, but you're not about to touch my stuff. I don't trust you, but you need to trust me that I'm doing everything correct. Underlying their behavior toward you are multiple illogical presumptions that they make that they're trying to convey. You need to trust me, even though you have much reason not to. And I want to run through this so that you can remind yourself this is probably the byproduct of a lot of their gaslighting. I want you to have a sense of confidence that says, wait a minute, if I see something that bothers me, I need to listen to my intuition. But as an example, narcissists have this notion that says, I really am better than you, therefore you need to yield to me. You're just going to have to trust me. Can you go along with that? Or they may actually convey the attitude that says, you're so inept or you're so disruptive that I can't really afford to let you in on important decisions. You're just going to have to trust me. That's how they think. How do you feel about that one? Or another underlying thought that they can operate with, and that is, no one is allowed to come against me because I'm so correct. That's how they think. You're just going to have to trust me and my correctness. Or they may have an underlying assumption that says, you have to prove how you understand my reasoning. In other words, you need to defer. And so far, you haven't done that very well. And so you can have this walking on eggshells, like, well, they want me to go along with their reasoning, but I don't know that I really can. But they're implying, you just got to trust me. Or another, you should be grateful for having my presence in your life. You need to trust me. I'm such a wonderful benefit for you. That's how they think. Is that how you think toward them? Or how about another one? They may think with respect to you, when my behavior generates confusion or disruption in you, well, it means that you just don't think well, and you need to stifle your questions. You're not allowed to ask me questions. Trust me. And so this trust me mentality that they bring to the equation can be very illogical and dysregulating. What are you going to do? Well, let's keep in mind that first we need to have a good understanding of what trust requires. And I'm going to go through multiple ingredient or elements that make up the capacity for trust. And I want you to think about this as it relates to your engagement with that narcissist. And I think you're going to see that narcissists do not have a good understanding of this notion of trust at all. And so, but I want you to have a good understanding of what this means. For example, when you trust is built upon solid character and integrity. Is that what we're dealing with the narcissist? I dare say not so. Trust is a byproduct of keeping your word. How many narcissists do you know that are highly consistent in that one? Trust is reserved for those who are internally and externally consistent. What I see on the outside turns out to be very consistent with who you are on the inside. That allows the trust to build. Is that what you experience with a narcissist? Probably not. Trust is derived from the practice of empathy. You trust people when you know that they truly want to get on the inside of you and know you from your vantage point. Is that your experience with that narcissist? I doubt it. Trust requires openness and accountability. Trust means that you're a known entity. You don't keep secrets. Is that what you experience with that narcissist? What do you think? Or with trust, you don't say one thing, then do another. You don't make people play guessing games regarding who you are. Or with trust, there's a certain amount of self-restraint and faithfulness involved. Now, this can be relative to flirtatious kinds of behaviors, self-restraint and faithfulness, or the way that you manage money, or the way that you manage your schedule, that there's a self-restraint, so there's a sense of teamwork there and a commitment to one another. Is that your experience with the narcissist? Trust is built on consistent emotional management skills. You trust people when you know that they're not just going to be all over the board emotionally with you and spewing all of their unfinished emotional business. How's that work out with that narcissist in your life? Or trust means that you're known as a person of goodness. And goodness is such a rich word. It goes back to that concept of integrity and character. Is that your experience with the narcissist? Or trust means that you're a builder of bridges to the heart. Those who ask for trust rightly receive it are those who want to connect on that personal level in a way that says, we're in this together, and I've got your back, and I hope that you can do the same with me. Trust means that you want all people involved in your life to be heard and treated fairly. That's the kind of person I can trust. Or trust follows traits like respect and honor and regard. Those are characteristics that are in low supply when you're dealing with the narcissist. So, through their behavior and sometimes through their actual words, narcissists may imply, I need you to trust me. And that's so desperately important to them. But in fact, when you look at what they're really referring to, they're not asking for trust. They're just asking to allow you to dominate. Or they're asking you to allow them to dominate. And they're asking for blind obedience. They're wanting to be serviced. That's what they're really getting at. So when they say you have to trust me, what they're basically saying is, give me the keys to the kingdom and I'm going to be the one that's in charge of everything. I don't think so. See, let's remember that their demand for your trust, and this is a very important insight for you to hold on to, is a byproduct of their shattered experiences regarding trust elsewhere in their life. You see, narcissists did not have that real good heart-to-heart kind of connection in such a way that allowed them to know how to be trusting and trustworthy in their formative years. They've had all sorts of experiences that taught them the opposite, whether they're the golden child or whether they're neglected or there's a lot of emotional mismanagement. And so they're actually playing out their internal unfinished business onto you by saying, I need you to trust me, when in fact what they're saying is, I'm desperate to be the top person in this relationship, and you have to go along with me. But they're operating with a whole lot of emotional unfinished business. So, that being the case, let's recognize when a narcissist implies you have to trust me, don't get drawn in. Learn to trust yourself and learn to trust your own intuitions, which means that you'll have boundaries and you'll have your stipulations and you'll have your manner of doing things with people that make sense to you. And you can build your relational engagements on characteristics like dignity, respect, and civility, like we talk about on our channel here. So when a narcissist implies, you have to trust me, your response can simply be, I'm just not willing to make myself emotionally vulnerable to a double talker. That's what they are. They're confused, but you don't have to go along with their program. And I do hope that videos such as this give you some good food for thought. If you've not already done so, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button and the bell that goes along with it. In addition, we have a membership now to our channel, and it's called Surviving Narcissism's Team Healthy, and it's a very nominal fee, $7 a month, and allows you to have access to weekly Q&A feeds that I do every Wednesday, and Laura does a Q&A feed every Monday, and then we have extra videos that are just part of this membership that are not a part of the general public. So check into that. If you have the need for counseling, I would encourage you to seek that out. If you have someone in your immediate area, I would certainly encourage you to go in that path. If you don't have someone there, we have a sponsor that we have a link provided below here that will help you with online counseling. They're licensed professional counselors who are very experienced. I would encourage you to seek that out if that's something that you believe would be beneficial. In addition, we have my Free to Be course. It's about becoming yourself despite the controllers in your life. We have my books, Especially When Pleasing You Is Killing Me and The Anger Trap, and other resources below, and I would hope you would avail yourself to those things. Let's keep in mind, a narcissist is desperate to be trusted, but I'm hoping that with your insight and wisdom, you'll be able to sift out whether this is really a worthy thing for you to follow. But in the meantime, like I say, learn to trust yourself, know what they're coming at you with, and in doing so, you're going to be poised to be a person of composure and peace, despite whatever turmoil they want to bring toward you.